The exception analysis is essentially a pick your own report where you can download anything and everything. So say you wanted to just download all your data into Excel, the exception analysis is going to be the best tool for that. And if you're looking for a specific sort of custom exception you're looking for, that's why we call it the exception analysis, it can do that as well. So we're going to go through today how to output all time records into Excel, and then we'll go through how to do a custom report. So let's click here. We're going to go time analysis under reports, then we want exception analysis. First, we have at the top here the employees we're going to include in the report, which is controlled by the filing cabinet button. You can click up here for a link to the video on how to operate the filing cabinet button. On the left-hand side, we have all the columns we want to include. And on the right-hand side, we have our different exceptions. All right, so first we're just going to go with a download everything for me. So for that, I'm going to want to, well, first I'm just going to hit none here just to clear this out and give me a clean slate. And then I want the employee number, I want their name. Exception, I am not doing this for exceptions, so I don't really care about that. I want to know the date of the record. And then I want to know when they came in, when they left, total time of the shift, regular time paid on the shift, overtime paid on the shift. Double time's pretty rare, I'm going to leave that out here. Then I can include things like worked position, shift, or department, the scheduled shift, start, if there's a note on the transaction, signature line, employee rate of pay, we can put that on, that's quite useful. Pieces, this will include piece records, code for the piece, absent code, like sick and vacation, holiday name, absent time, the total regular dollars, total overtime dollars, total dollars paid on the shift. I'm going to take that, that's universally pretty useful. Original in and original out, whether we have the record approved or not, and scan coordinates if you're using the mobile app, IP of the scan. Yeah, that's most of the generic stuff I want. I want to know the total dollars per record. I want to know the hourly rate that was paid. I want to know the hours allocation, when they started and stopped. For this, just download all the data report, whatever you would like to call it. We'll call it the everything report. We want on the right-hand side for exceptions all swipes, and that's pretty much all we want for this. Then we have the sorting and output, and here we have our different sort options that are available. Under here we have the option to add, edit, or delete sort options. If we hit add here, we can create a custom sort, and we can put in a primary and secondary sort. So I could take the, for example, worked department as my primary sort, and to make it a primary, we just need to have this be above the secondary, and the secondary would be the name usually. Then we go OK. Now we have a new sort option. But we're going to just go with the simple option here for code. Then we have a page break on primary sort field. So if you're putting this to PDF, it'll create a new page anytime the sort goes to the next code, which in this case would be the employee number. If I had it to work department, every time there was a new work department, it would create a new page. And if you're outputting to Excel, it just puts a little space in the row. And if you are going to Excel, I would recommend you turn this on, just because then if you're going to put in formulas for totals for employees or anything like that, it leaves a little space where you can do that kind of thing. Alright, so then we have over here our output options. So how do we want the page to be, landscape or portrait, legal or letter. Then we have our output here for preview, printer, PDF, or Excel. Now then, if you're kind of wanting to play around here to see how you want it to look, I'd recommend sticking with preview first. That way you can just quickly view what you're going to get, and then once you're happy with the information, then you can choose either PDF or Excel. Alright, so we're going to go preview for now. Font size we're going to leave as 10, and we're going to keep our time amounts in decimals, which I would recommend keeping as decimals if you're going to be putting this out to Excel. That will allow you to do the formulas. So we'll hit go, and we'll see what information we get here. And this is what I was expecting to see. Each page here we have the different employees. And so I was happy with that, and now I'll try to put it to Excel. And I'll just put in my email here and have it send me this report. Alright, now I have the report in Excel, and here we get a little warning from Excel telling us that these numbers are actually in a text format. So we just need to convert these to numbers if we're going to be doing any formulas on that, which Excel makes quite easy for us to do there. So then from here, we can put in a formula, and we just basically can do what we want with this data. Okay, now we'll take a look at how to create a custom exception report for a particular exception. So we've got many different exception types here. Absent records, so this will only produce or bring through absent records. We have early departures, early starts, in time has been adjusted, no swipes or missing punch, out time has been adjusted, time has been overridden. So we'll take a common one here. Let's go for late start. So when you turn this on, it's going to ask, okay, how many minutes late do you consider to be late? The smallest amount we can put here is a minute, so anything beyond a minute late, it's going to pick up as an exception. If you're not too concerned of people being just a few minutes late, you can put 5 minutes here, and then anything exceeding 5 minutes late will produce the exception. So I'm going to leave it with 1 minute for now. Okay, so we have our exception, and all I want is this, the late start. So then for my columns, I'm fine with everything else I have here, just the details on the time records. But I'm going to want to put in here exception, and this is going to tell me that they came in late. We'll go to our sorting and output, and we'll do a preview. And here we have our exception, so it tells us late start, and then it tells us how late it was. The exception column is also very important if you're going to combine. Well, let's go with early departure, and we'll go with the early start. We'll just take all these ones here. If we hit go now. Yeah, so very important if you're going to have multiple exceptions to have this exception column. Otherwise, you're not going to know what exception it's reporting on. All right, that's the exception analysis. Thank you for watching.